They don't want us to talk about genetic variables. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about genetic variables. Hello world, it's your boy Jalen, and I return with yet another video. And in this video, we're going to be discussing the different genetic variables that can affect your ability to gain muscle, your ability to lose fat, your overall strength, and athleticism. What many of you guys have to understand is that not everybody's gonna look the same. If you follow somebody's workout plan, if you follow somebody's dietary plan, you should never follow somebody's meal plan. You should always be given a customized, personalized meal plan. You should never, ever, ever follow someone else's meal plan. I don't care who it is. You shouldn't do that. Why? Because you're different than that person. Different height, different weight, and that all affects your ability to lose fat or gain muscle mass, okay? The reason why this video is important is because genetic variables are what's gonna dictate the way that you look and the way that you perform. And then you have these fitness YouTubers that proclaim that, hey, yeah, you eat what I eat, you look like me. You work out and follow my plan, you look exactly like me. Bullshit. These people don't know exercise physiology and the genetic variables. So my job is to enlighten my subs on the different genetic variables, because this is going to allow you to set realistic expectations. I'm not selling dreams here. I want to give you a realistic expectation. Yes, you can make gains. Yes, you can gain muscle. Yes, you can lose fat. But for everyone is going to be give or take. For some it's going to be a little bit easier. For some it's going to be a little more difficult. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why. Reason number one is going to be your basal metabolic rate. That's the amount of calories that you burn while at rest, just to maintain normal bodily functions like circulation, digestion, respiration, when you're just chilling, hanging out. That's called your basal metabolic rate. And guess what? It varies from person to person of about 600 calories. So the average for men is about 1900, the average for women is about 1500. And like I said, it varies by about 600. Some guys' basal metabolic rate can be as high as 2200, whereas others' basal metabolic rate can be as low as 1600. With that being said, what if there's a fitness YouTuber out there, he has a basal metabolic rate of 2200 calories, and he says, hey guys, eat what I eat, you're gonna look like me. Got a lot of gullible guys on there. They say, you know what, I'm gonna eat like him. And what if half of those guys that take upon his diet, what if their basal metabolic rate is 1600 calories? Guess what? They're gonna gain weight on his diet. Why? Because differences in metabolism. He's burning calories at a much higher rate than that other person is who's trying to follow his meal plan. And guess what happens? He's gonna gain weight. That's why genetic variability is important. That's why it's important, guys. You gotta know your own BMR. I personally have a slow BMR. I can't eat as much calories as another guy who may have a higher BMR because I'll gain fat on it. I know my own basal metabolic rate. That's how I've been able to change and transform my physique. Physique? Genetic variable number 2 is going to be the number of fat cells that you have. A lot of people don't know this, but you're born with a predetermined number of fat cells in the body, guys. You're born with a predetermined amount. It's genetic, it's hereditary. But guess what's even worse about it? You can accumulate more fat cells when you overeat. So when you gain fat, not only do the fat cells get bigger, and they go through a process known as hypertrophy, but they also go through a process known as hyperplasia, in which your body makes new fat cells. And the bad thing about that is you can't get rid of them. I'll say it one more time. You cannot get rid of newly developed fat cells. Some people are born with much more fat cells than others. If you're born with much more fat cells, then you have more place for fat storage. It's like if your coat has 5 pockets instead of 2 pockets, then you got more room to store more stuff. You get what I'm saying? That's exactly how it works when it comes to the fat cells. Some people have more fat cells than other people. Weight gain is much easier. So your goal should be to Keep your fat cell number in check. How to do that? By keeping your calories in check and don't overeat, because you don't want to accumulate fat cells. You don't want to get fat on purpose, because that's going to make getting fat in the future easier. It's going to make fat storage in the future easier. You'll store fat easier because you have more fat cells. Just like the analogy I made with having a coat with more pockets. So never, never, never. That's why I'm not a big proponent of dirty bulking. You accumulate those fat cells and you make it easier to gain fat in the future. Always clean bulk. Keep your fat cells in check. This is genetic variable number 2, and this is why some people gain more fat faster and easier than others. More fat cells, guys. You're born with it, or you can develop it through overeating. But I'm gonna leave it at that for this video. This video's getting hella long. And in the next one, we're gonna keep going, and let's get all the way to number 10. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. It's your boy Jonathan Fit. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bang! I'm out. Genetic variability number 3, and this is a good one. This is why some guys make gains faster than others, and that's due to